So here we have the Vauxhall, Opel, Corsa B, Holden Barina, SB, and I'm told the same engine is used in a Suzuki Swift. I wouldn't call it an interesting setup, I'd call it a pain in the bum of a setup. To do a radiator flush, you got a radiator hose that's up top here, and you got a radiator hose that's just there, that's about midway. How that's supposed to function for a radiator, I'm not even going to try and work that one out. But anyway, what I see on YouTube is people doing water changes on these, coolant changes, and they disconnect the line right here. It's this one, and they'll put a drainage hose on one end, and they'll plug the garden hose into this end, and they'll start feeding the engine water. And I'm not overly convinced that's a good solution to this, so I'm going to do it a different way. Reason being is because when you feed water into here, basically it comes back up and into the reservoir. Then it comes down the big hose of the reservoir into the radiator hoses here, and because the water is supposed to feed back out this way, water's not going to go into the engine. So when you're running the engine and so forth, all you're doing is feeding that clean water that you're pumping in through here. It's coming back down that hose and back up here, and then out there. So what you're not really getting all that clean water that you're pumping in with the hose through the engine. And you can sit there for 20 minutes and you get to the point where the water looks clear, but you can't guarantee that you've gotten into the engine itself. So what I'm going to do, I've already got most of it loose. It's only just to get this bumper bar off. There's only a couple of screws on the sides, a couple on the underneath on the front, and two on the top. It's not that big a deal to get this off, unless this has been off before and there's parts missing. I don't know, don't really care. What I do see is on the side of the radiator down here, and you can't see it right now, but you will in a minute when I get the bumper bar off. There is two sensors at the bottom of the radiator down there. So I'm going to take this front here off and see if I can get easier access to those coolant sensors, because I'm going to use the bottom one down there as my drain plug. So I'll get this front off here and we'll see how that goes. Okay, so you can see I've got that sensor out. This is the sensor here. And I might try and test that sensor too to make sure that it's working properly. And there's another sensor that's above it. And yeah, I feel much better about getting the water out this way. They're flowing down. And do the right thing and bottle the water, dispose of it properly. Yeah, so once that stops dripping out there, I'm going to use tap water to start off with, but I don't like the idea of flushing the system out with tap water and then leaving tap water in there. But I'm going to flush it out first with tap water, and then I'll drain it all out as much as I can, and then I'll fill it up with my mixture of coolant and distilled water, or in my case rainwater. I've been collecting the rainwater. Alright, that's probably about after 5 minutes of running straight water into the reservoir there. I've gotten all the green out, but I'm going to just let that drain out, put the sensor back in, start the car up, let it get the temperature, let it run for a bit, and so the water's going to be hot, but in all respect it's should be only 80 degrees hot, so I don't mind that. It's not going to, if you can't tolerate the heat, I wouldn't do it, but I can. Doesn't bother me too much. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it in. So I want the thermostat to open up, and I want what's in the engine to circulate to make sure that it's all clean. And well, the next clip will show you after the run if it's clean or not. And you might not need to run the engine. I just know that the thermostat's in the way, so there's probably coolant in the car still. It actually looks like a bit of green starting to come back out right now, so there's definitely coolant in the system still. So I'll do that. I might actually just give this another flush first with more fresh water, and I want to see that that's completely clear first before I put the plug in. Well, I don't know if you can tell, but it's starting to get a bit dark, but the camera makes things look a bit brighter on the screen here, so maybe. That's all clean water coming out of the engine now. Had the engine running for about 20 minutes. I've got my garden hose in the top there. And you can see the water's just a lukewarm, not burning me. And you'd think after 20 minutes that she's definitely at temperature. I've never seen the gauge get more than that. You can see that there. When I got the car it did, it used to go right up to 100. But after an oil change and a few other things, the temperature stayed to there. And I'm pretty much at it. What I'm going to do is turn the car off, let it all drain out as much as possible, put the plug back in, put the wire back on the sensor after testing the sensor. That's not part of this video. And yeah, fill it up with my coolant. So after that's all drained out, I'm going to mix my coolant first. The workshop says to use anything between 46 and 63% coolant. Say 50-50 should be a good mix. Again, not knowing exactly how much water will still be in the engine once this is all drained out, I'm going to make a 50-50 mix. That'll be a little bit less, and I'll be using rainwater, not tap water, to for that anti-corrosion to work properly. So this is just another way than what they've shown on YouTube. I thought finding another way might be a better option. This is what I would prefer to do than the other way that I've seen on YouTube. And if you're familiar with doing water changes and so forth on cars, you work out on all the in-betweens that I missed out on. I'm not going into deep detail on every single step by step, so I assume that you'd have some sort of knowledge before even attempting to do this. Alright, well thanks for watching, and I don't know if you found it useful or not, but anyway, have a good one. Cheers.